Hello, I am Taylor.
And I'm Nicole, and this is Glitter and Cat Litter. In this episode, we talked about new albums, new iPads, how roller skating is not a workout on the watch, and which workout you should do on the watch.
Oura rings.
Oura rings, pancakes, EQs, wheels, and so many other things. If you would like episodes early and exclusives, please get a membership at glitterandcatlitter.com or on YouTube, and we hope you enjoy.
Glitter and Cat Litter.
Glitter and cat litter. You know those days where you're just like so low energy and you're just like,
That's like 5 out of 7 days of the week for me.
Well, I was going to say that's all week for me.
7 out of 7?
I mean, it feels like I can't remember when I wasn't tired like this for the recent past.
We both had triple crowns on our ring. Do you know how rare that is?
Oh, on Aura?
Yeah.
No. Is it pretty rare?
I didn't think about it. I've never thought about it because I'm not like a competition person, like closing my rings on my Apple Watch or like getting the crowns or whatever. It's just, I don't pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
But someone I follow on Instagram posted on her story that she had a triple crown day and she was like so proud of herself. And I was like, I wonder how many of those I have. So far, a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like none.
No, I don't
something.
think you have.
Let's see.
I get it a lot.
Let's see. Oh, I got to replace an AirTag battery.
We
That's
also have to
nice.
decide if we're canceling masterclass. That was on the calendar.
Oh, I don't know. Are we canceling
I
masterclass?
don't know. We have a lot of decisions to make. This ring is an Oura ring, and it tracks sleep and my period, not Taylor's period.
How dare they?
Exercise, everything. And it's really fascinating because like I'll be hurrying to get ready to go somewhere and my ring will say that I did a workout for like 13 minutes while I was getting ready. It picks things up that my watch does not pick up. And like if I'm walking somewhere and hurrying, it catches that. And it's really fascinating to track sleep because before we got the ring, I wasn't sleeping very well. And it helped me to figure out what I could do to get better sleep.
Where am I supposed to see this?
I don't know. It's just every night in circles. I can see yours.
How do I see?
Like the calendar.
Yeah.
I don't know. There is a way to do it, but I don't remember.
Oh, I clicked things I don't want. Okay. So I see that I have the 3 crowns today. How do I see previous crowns?
I don't know.
I didn't get it yesterday. I got it a couple days ago. I got it again.
All 3?
I don't know. No. I don't know how to see all 3.
Yeah, I don't know either. But you know what I figured out?
What?
Okay, hold on. How should I phrase this? Let's say Sunday mornings, if you get up super early and I let myself sleep until I get like 8 hours of sleep, I am so productive that day.
When you get 8 hours of sleep?
Yes.
Well, then why don't you do it more?
I do. What do you mean? Last night I got 8.5.
Lucky you.
How many hours did you get? We went to bed so early.
8 hours and 17 minutes. Okay, look, this app is not the best laid out.
Sure.
It's kind of horribly laid out, actually. Oh, wait. So if I go...
You should maybe be a, not app developer, but like a app consultant because you're very picky about apps.
Yeah, because this is annoying. I understand it kind of, but like it's not good. Like it's really hard. Like the fact that it's taken me this long to figure out how to navigate to the amount of crowns
Sure.
should have been more straightforward. And to be honest, it was pretty straightforward once I figured out you just click on the month or the day. Sorry, actually, you click on the day that has the calendar, and then it takes you to the month, and that's showing you your crowns. And the dots are how many you made on that day.
Oh, that's cool.
So it is easy to get to when you know that it's there, but generally this is my biggest gripe with the Oura Ring.
What?
The app. The app is not enjoyable to look at.
Do you have on your home screen, do you have it say your score?
No.
I
don't care.
Say my readiness score so that I don't even have to open the app.
I have a love-hate relationship with the Oura Ring anyway.
Really? Tell me about it.
Okay. It's real thick. It's a real thick boy. If you're watching, it's a pretty thick ring. So like that's the Oura Ring, right? And then here, I'll put my wedding ring next to it so you get a gauge for like how thick it is. It's like
it's
easily through 2 to 3 times as thick as my wedding band. I don't like it because one, I can kind of close my hand all the way, but now there's a gap in my hand that like isn't normally there. Because if I go like this, I mean, like these fingers have the gap anyway.
I wear it there, so that gap is naturally
right. But there isn't a gap here, so I can't actually close my hand all the way.
But you don't like wearing it on your index finger?
No, because for some reason, my index finger swells the most when I grab.
Yeah.
Or it swells the most when I like flex.
But it's too tight when you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
But when I put it on my middle finger, it doesn't as much. So there's not as much like friction. But then generally it's in the way of everything.
Yeah.
Like I touch anything and it like pushes it a direction and it's frustrating for me. So that's like gripe 1. The app sucks to me. Like the interface sucks.
That's
it needs
not
to
that
be
bad.
It needs to be simpler and more straightforward. I don't need like blocks of all of this information that's like separated by like advertisements of take time to be mindful or something. It's like I understand, but the point of this is to track like your sleep, your readiness, and your activity, right?
Yeah.
And like I have to scroll a whole phone's worth of page to get to each different section, basically. And I'm like,
yeah,
if I could rearrange that.
That would be cool if you could customize it.
Yes, if it was customizable,
that
would be a big up. But then the other thing outside of that is I like having all of the information and knowing and being able to like track like how well I am doing so that I have the data to show that I'm doing this well. But at the same time, I'm like, what is it worth?
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's it worth? Because like the Apple Watch is an easier sell for me because it's like useful beyond just the activity stuff.
Yeah.
It's useful for like notifications or quick access to things or using like Siri for stuff or checking the weather or, time.
This is most useful for sleep.
It's most useful for sleep, but the frustrating part is it is best used when worn all day consistently to best track your sleep. Because it doesn't interface with the Apple Watch's information, but the Apple Watch interfaces with this information. So if I don't wear an Apple Watch for a day, but I wear the Oura, you still get all your activity and stand and everything.
Got it.
But if you don't wear...
I don't know if I was aware of that. I think I was.
But if you wear your Apple Watch and don't wear your Oura says nothing for the day.
Right.
It's just empty because you didn't put it on.
But is that because your phone is tracking?
What do you mean?
Instead of your watch?
What? No. It's because Oura syncs the health data from this to the watch. Like you can look in the watch app, you can look in the health app on the watch or on your phone or I guess technically your watch. But like you could look at the health app and you can see how many hours you slept and it'll be the exact same information that Oura had in the health app, which is great, minus the part where like I don't want to have to wear this all the I don't mind it, but I don't love it.
Mine was only in the way just now. We went outside to play catch and I was throwing weird. My pitch was weird, so I had to take it off.
Because your pitch is normal and
my pitch was pretty good.
Yeah,
I had like My first 5 pitches were great.
Then you started getting distracted.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
A helicopter.
So if I'm a good pitcher and I can throw 100 pitches before I'm out of the game, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, you got some practice. You make it like 12 and then you complain that your wrist hurts.
Yeah, because it does.
Maybe like 20 and then you're like, I'm over it.
Yeah, I was like, how many more? Taylor could have gone for, I don't know, man. Maybe someday we'll have a kid and they'll love to play catch with you and you can just go out there for hours. But
I could also have friends that play catch with me that have
That's
offered,
true.
but I have not taken them up on it. Mostly because
you're scared that they'll throw hard?
No, because it's a random time of day and I only want to do it for like 15 minutes.
I think you actually want to do it for like 45.
I don't know if I could last that long. That's a long time to play catch.
He said 5 minutes max. That was your max, 5 minutes.
You know, it's a wishy-washy give or take 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes. It was 10. I don't know. I was filming it, so it was a little over 10.
It said 16 when I stopped the recording.
16?
But I don't know when you started the recording.
When we were out in position. 16?
Yeah, but it's not like we were throwing each like 3 balls every minute. It was like...
We were throwing at least 3 balls each.
No, there's no way. Because when you throw it past
like
me...
4 seconds to throw it.
Yeah, and then you take about 40 seconds to warm up and to point at me and to close an eye to decide to
I didn't
lift
even
your
close
leg,
an eye this time.
throw it, to readjust
I do
your
my breath.
helmet.
Yeah, I was wearing my catcher's mask the entire time. The first pitch that he threw at me, I didn't have my catcher's mask high enough on my head. So I was like, wait, I can't see because it was like fully blocking me.
Oh,
What bug is that?
it's a little fruit fly.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. So I couldn't see. So it was terrifying because I couldn't really gauge where the ball was as it was coming toward me. But I was so much better than the last time we played.
You were. You forgot how afraid of the ball you are.
Yeah. And then maybe that's what happened. I realized.
Towards the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I didn't even throw it. I threw it hard, but I didn't throw it that hard. I don't feel like.
My first throw, my elbow popped. I'm going to need Tommy John's. I'm going to be out for the season. That is the elbow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I hope not. That's stupid.
But we were watching Backstage Dodgers after the Dodger game. They usually have like a thing. And the pitchers were throwing the like sandbag balls at a wall so that they were just dropping, not coming back at them. And I was like, that is so smart. That would be fun.
Okay, well, I hope that you don't think that they're throwing those balls at the wall specifically because it doesn't bounce back at them.
No, that's not why, but it's not bouncing back at them.
Why do they throw that?
I assume it's weighted.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page.
And
It is a
they're
weight.
Working out the motion.
It's a weight. It's not for the lack of bounce.
But they couldn't do that if it was going to come back at them.
Well, sure, but they wouldn't
That'd be
do that
terrifying.
anyway.
Can you imagine?
The point is to strengthen the muscles, not...
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. I understand.
Well, I'm glad that you're clarifying it because it sounded like you just thought they were throwing a sandbag so it didn't bounce back at them.
No, but at first I was like, how is it not coming back at them? I was like, are they just dodging it? They know exactly where it's going to come back?
And then you
That's
realized that it was
It's not the case.
a weight.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, my wrist gets tired. And now I know that's how long it's been since we played catch.
What?
It was before I got my wrist checked out.
Nice.
That was a long time ago.
Okay.
Because now I thought that I was just being a wimp and I was just weak.
I mean, you were weak and you were being a wimp.
I was weaker. Yes.
You were being a wimp.
But then I learned that I have arthritis in my wrist. And that is why my wrist was hurting after 10 throws.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not made for baseball.
Nope.
I'm made to watch baseball.
Okay.
Anyway, there is a new Dua Lipa album coming out
Oh, yeah? When?
tomorrow, but for anyone listening or watching last week,
Oh, on Friday?
Yeah.
Nice.
And there's a new Billie Eilish album coming out.
Also tomorrow?
No, the 17th.
Oh, okay. That's like I don't know what day of the week that is.
I don't either. But that's really exciting. I feel like there hasn't been a lot of new music.
Oh, 2 Fridays.
Oh, people are going to throw shade at me because there was a new Beyonce album.
Well, now they don't have to throw shade at you because you remembered there's a Beyonce
I did
album.
remember.
There also was new Taylor Swift, but whatever.
Oh, wait, there was that too.
There's no new music except there's a lot of new music.
Billie Eilish won't be one to like dance to, but I'm really excited about a new Dua Lipa album because I want to dance and I want to choreograph.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
There's a new Porter Robinson album, but it's a long way away. It's like July.
Oh, it's not that long.
I think it's July 26th or something like that. It's like that's pretty far. That's like 2.5 months. I mean, I get it for like pre-orders and stuff, like normal, but
we just went to a concert at the Hollywood Bowl, and looking at the sea of people is insane. Like, how many people?
17,000.
But then, like, Dodger Stadium is 52,000.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
Well,
that many people.
You just have to think about the 17,000 times like 4.
Because they're all around instead of.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We performed at the Hollywood Bowl with Weird Al. So we performed and that was packed.
It was
like
sold
that.
out. Yeah.
Wow. But when you're on stage, you don't notice that.
I mean, I remember making being intent upon looking to see how far I could see, but then the Stormtrooper helmet, you literally can't see. You can only see like the height is like this high. If you're not looking or if you're not watching, it's only like, imagine your visibility vertically being stuck at like 3 inches and you can't see above, like you're just above your eyebrows. You can't see above that. And then like just below the tip of your nose, you can't see below that. So
it's kind of terrifying to think about.
You have to tilt your head, but the helmet then, unless you have a really long neck, the helmet hits the back of your armor. So
especially if you're me, you can't move it at all.
So, and me too, and I'm like the appropriate size and height, and you can't really look up far. You have to like bend your back. Like you have to like really lean to see far. So I remember only being able to see like probably I got to like 3/4 of the way up, like when they shine the lights on the crowd. But like I remember being like, wow, I can't actually get the whole thing unless I took my helmet off, which obviously we're not supposed to do. So
that would have been real bad on that stage. I just like, once you're past, I would say past 2,000 people.
It's like 300 that your brain can't comprehend.
300?
Mm-hmm. There's like science behind it. I'm not going to look it up, but there's like science behind it. It's like, it's in the couple hundreds where there's a certain amount of people that your brain just doesn't grasp how many people it is. And then it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So like for anybody that hasn't performed, it sounds daunting to perform for more people, but really it's only scary. I personally think it's only scary to about 150. And it's not even scary to me.
Even like teaching a group, it's almost easier to teach a group of say 100 people. Like if I have a microphone, like a lot of people rather than 10. Like an intimate setting of like 10 people, I think is more nerve-wracking to me.
Yeah, because I mean, at least on the performance side, it's more intimidating because of the intimacy of the people. Because if there are, let's say like 30 people, you'll recognize them the rest of the night. You'll recognize them next week. If you run into them again, like you'll see them again and be like, oh, I was with you at this thing. Right. But then if you're like 150, you might recognize 30 of them.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're like, I'm only going to see the 30 that are in the front row. Who cares? Like you're like, I can't process the other whatever. So it's like if the 30 in the front row are unhappy, then like maybe I'm doing something really wrong. But like if there's like one in the front row that's unhappy and the rest are fine, I assume that the rest of the audience is also fine, and I couldn't even tell you what their face looks like at like 40 feet away,
right?
And the lights on you versus
like a closeness factor. I was teaching a lesson at the skating rink the other day, and I was showing them how in figures you follow the line, and the judges are like on top of you. They walk along the circle with you, and it is terrifying. Like I hated figures. You know, the circles.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to think like how that would affect, just like knowing someone's right next to you would totally affect your equilibrium, I feel like. So you get like thrown off. Why don't they just stand in the middle and turn? Like that's so much easier.
The middle of the circle? Because there's 3 circles.
Yeah, but you stand in the middle of one, and when they go to pass it, you go in front or behind them and walk to the next one, and then have them go around, and you do the same thing again. It's not like you're going 40 miles an hour.
No, you're going quite slow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could easily go walk, 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 walk.
Well, it's always funny to me when there's like either an overweight judge or an older judge, and it's like for them to walk, you know, the ones that are like, I'm not walking over there to watch that turn. Like they just don't have it in them to get over there.
But that's what I'm saying. Like instead of having to walk around the whole circle, like each one of them, you just go straight in a line in the middle.
They stay along a side.
Yeah, but like just go in the middle instead then.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know either.
It's not that hard.
That would be interesting to try. But anyway, that is way more intimidating than like them being up on the stand during dance, like judging a routine from the stand. That's way less scary.
I also feel like the psychology of that might be because they're like right over you. And I feel like anytime that, like if it's less so now with videography. But
people watching like over your shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, like there's certain stuff that if like people are like right over my shoulder, even if I know that they don't care and it's not a thing where it's being judged, or even if it is like I don't know, a test or something, it is weirder when they're like right over you, even if you are super proficient at it. Mm-hmm. It is very like you're in my space, you know, and you can't cheat a mistake or something because you know that's the point. Like, but like.
Well, like,
I don't know.
I mean, you saying that made me think of when I'm like trying to edit something and you're helping me and I like can't do any key commands right, or like nothing is going right. And it's because I'm like nervous that you're right there and watching me.
I don't know what to tell you.
But then I was going to say one of the last times that I skated loops in a competition, I messed up so bad that I laughed. And then one of the judges like pulled me aside after and like yelled at me for laughing. And I was like, but that was so bad. Like that was so bad. And he was like, I don't care how bad it is. You do not laugh. And I was like, it was funny. But like, okay.
This is why most of those people they're afraid of me.
Yeah.
Because if someone was to do that to me at any point of me being tested for anything, like I can think back to like when I was in the recording program, there has to have been something that I messed up and I'm like, wow, that was the most rookie thing I've ever done, you know? And I'm over here like proficient, you know?
Yeah.
And I'd probably laugh at it. If someone was to pull me aside, I would look at them and be like, who are you to tell me what I think's funny and whether I can or can't laugh? Are we like in the military? Are you like,
that is what it feels like.
I would be like, so what, why can't I laugh?
Yeah.
And they would probably be like, oh, well, you can't. And I'd be like, oh, well, you just suck at judging then. So what? You know, like, wait, I can't have fun? Isn't the point of doing this to be proficient and have fun? Like, that's why we're here, right?
That was not the point.
It wasn't to be proficient?
No, it was, but not necessarily to have fun.
I mean, the point of being in a recreational sport is to have fun.
Yes, this is true.
So then I would just throw that person under the bus.
I wish I remember.
I'd make them feel horrible.
Wish I remember what judge it even was. But
find out.
I don't.
I'll have a conversation.
Find out.
It'll be a fun one.
Yeah. I wasn't too great at loops. I didn't like that. But anywho.
Yeah, you're not the most technical of people.
No, I'm not. Even in dance, like I was winning, but I was not technically the best in my event.
Just because you're not technically the best doesn't mean you aren't the
because I was performancely
Performancing the best?
I was the best at performing, and I was the best at that time, like making the crowd enjoy my routine.
That's performance. You're elaborating on what a performance is.
Okay. But technically,
you mean audience participation? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I didn't have them participate. I guess them clapping is participating.
That's participation.
Yeah. I totally off topic.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I have been trying to get my tooth to come down to be even with the rest of my teeth for...
Hey, tooth, come on down here.
Will that work?
Come on. You can do it. Come on.
For like 2 years.
I don't know.
Not quite 2 years. A year and a half, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to the dentist. I have a great dentist. And I went and I was like, okay, what happens when I'm over this? Because he told me when you're over it, we will take, because I have a hook on the front, I have a hook on the back. And every day and night, I don't do it every day. Every night, I am supposed to hook a rubber band onto the back of my tooth, wrap it around to the front, and it's supposed to pull my tooth down. But in order to not have my tooth just like fall out of my head, he put some like safeguards in place, meaning like my tray in the back was only cut to a certain height so that if it inched down, it would hit the tray and it would stop it from being pulled down. So the other day when I was like, what happens when I'm tired of this? And he was like, it is coming down. So I don't want to be done fully. If you can hang on for like, just give me a little more time. And I was like, okay, you have a month. And he's like, okay. So he took off all the safeguards. So it's moving now because I'm waking up and it hurts a lot. So it's definitely moving. And I'm like, this thing might be down in like 2 weeks.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I hope it doesn't fall out of my head though. He really scared me when he told me that.
I don't think it's going to fall out of your head. The reason that I don't think it would fall out of your head is because, well, one, outside of you're having it pull down while you're wearing a thingy, like a Invisalign.
Yeah.
Or whatever the brand is.
Yeah.
And so it's going to stop there anyway, which is where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right? So that's still in your head.
That's
That's
true.
definitely not out of your head. You're also not wearing it the full amount of hours you're supposed to be wearing it. So also probably not going to pull it all the way out of your head. And then the last thing that's the real kicker is you're already so conscious about hard things that you eat that you don't ever do it because of your front tooth.
Yeah.
So you're already like skipping the thing that would bump it in a way that would knock it out. Unless for some reason you decide to get in a fight or face plant with the ground, and then maybe.
I really hope
But
not.
your balance is very good. So I'd be really surprised if any of those things come up as a problem.
Well, this morning when I got up, I was like, whoa, the left side of my head feels weird. And I was like, is something wrong with my head? And then I was like, no, my tooth is just moving.
That makes sense.
Yeah. That's so weird. Dental stuff is so weird. I really hate it.
I don't know what to tell you.
They were talking about flossing during the Dodger game last night, and I floss every day.
One of the 30%, baby.
I know. You don't.
Not once.
You should.
Nope.
Because like Joe said, they say, even though Joe doesn't floss, they say gum health has a lot to do with your overall health.
Yeah. And my overall health is pretty great.
You don't know this when we're 87 and you're like, oh man, I should have flossed.
Look, man.
We're going to look back at this.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to watch back at this one episode. Are you kidding me?
You might.
How dare you? I doubt it. But I don't know. I'm not going to. No. It's enough effort. It's enough effort to get ready for bed. When I'm that tired every single night, it's enough effort to do any of the things I do before I go to bed. Let alone floss. No, we're not doing it.
I'm so lazy in so many other departments, but man, I do well with my nightly routine.
Yeah, and I do well with my nightly routine, and it doesn't involve flossing. So that one. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Taylor realized something the other day.
What I realized the other day. You were going to say maid. Right?
What?
You said Taylor. Just go. Keep going.
I don't know.
What are you doing?
He rolled out his feet on, we have these balls from Lululemon, but they're just like, I don't know, workout massage balls.
They're really cool looking.
Yeah. He rolled out his feet and his legs stopped hurting.
Well, momentarily, but yes. Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
It was amazing. I've been rolling out my feet every day since then.
Do you, when you roll...
My feet are tight.
When you roll out your feet, do you stay in the middle? Do you then go to the
whole
inside?
Foot, entire thing.
Oh, it
all
hurts
of it.
So bad.
It's miserable. I have to hold on to a wall because I start shaking because it hurts
really?
so bad. Yeah. Like my leg will start shaking if I put too much pressure on it. So I'm like standing there, but it's a lot.
He says that is worse than his IT bands.
Oh, the IT bands I could do all day. Give me any form of anything to rub it out. We're good. I do it before bed and I go to sleep.
They both hurt really bad.
No, the feet gets my heart rate like going like stress.
The so
IT
now you
band,
know what I'm talking about when I'm like, how on earth are you doing that before bed?
My IT band doesn't do that.
I would be awake for hours.
If you did your IT bands more often, you wouldn't.
That's what I've been told, and it's a lie. It hurts every time.
I'm telling you, it's not a lie. Also, if you stretched all your things that stretch your IT bands, you'd be good. But you're not. You're not. And I'm saying it from someone who does. It's great.
Also, a new development in my body is when I do stretch.
You feel better.
No.
Oh.
My feet hurt.
Yeah, because you're not stretching your feet. You're stretching everything but your feet. So now you got to stand on the ball when you do your feet, or when you stretch too. You act like it's so much worse. You act like flossing for me.
Yeah, it's the equivalent.
Okay.
Stretching is my flossing.
The difference is the flossing.
Stretching is your flossing.
Yeah. The difference is the stretching takes a lot longer, so there's a little room for you to be more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flossing can just go F off pretty hard. I'm not going to do it. I want no part of it.
At least you don't lie to the dentist.
Oh, hell no. They ask and they're like, have you been flossing? I'm like, nope.
Nope.
Not at all. And they're like, not even before you came in here? I'm like, no, that's what you're for. I'm like, look, I do a pretty good job of taking care of my mental.
Your mental health.
My dental health. I brush my teeth every day. I stay pretty good on all that, and I keep them pretty clean.
You are good. You have good teeth.
And I have pretty good teeth. And they're like, well, you should think about flossing. I'm like, I will. And I won't do it.
For 0.2 seconds and then tell you no.
I'm like, look, guys, it's been years. You've been trying for 32 years to tell me to floss.
32 years to be exact.
32 years. Hasn't worked.
My ear is itchy.
Itch it.
I did, but then I put my in-ear back in and it still itched.
That's the worst.
Oh, it is the worst.
Itchy, itchy in ears. Itchy, itchy in ears. Meh, 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 meh. Meh, 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 meh.
Oh, that's better.
So by the time this is out to everybody, there will be new iPads.
Oh, on the day that this is out to everyone.
Oh my God, they're so cool. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. It's the best new thing ever. How do I know that? I don't.
Taylor loves Apple products so much.
I do love Apple products.
That every single release, every single event is a thing.
It is very much a thing, but it's fun. You got to have those things that you like,
You know what I was happy about?
What?
That the Apple event, the announcement, everything for the iPads is on a Tuesday. Isn't it usually on a Monday?
I'm almost certain it's always on a Tuesday. The WWDC one, I think, is a Monday.
That's a Monday because I have lessons scheduled.
Yeah, WWDC is a Monday. Let me see if I go back to.
Yeah, I was like, September? I can actually be here for that.
No, all the WWDC is the only one that's a Monday. All the other ones are a Tuesday.
Got it.
WWDC Worldwide Developer Conference is Apple's developer. It's where they release the new software, announce the new software. Don't release it. They release the betas. But the new softwares are there. And the reason it's a Monday is because when you're invited to the campus, actually, I think they do it online too, but it's a whole week worth of their development team training the invited developers and online developers how to use the new stuff that they're releasing. So there's tons of like seminars and things and interviews and talking to all the staff and blah, blah, blah for for the whole week. And then there's also awards. It's a big deal for developers, I guess, because it's like you get award, like Apple recognizes you for like whatever, like
That's
design
fun.
awards and like best apps and like most
I want an award
whatever.
from Apple.
And they do, that would be cool.
Right?
And they do scholarship programs for like youth and all sorts of stuff. And
Maybe I'll get an award for asking them the most times to make a roller skating workout.
I don't know how to help you there.
Do you think they'll give me an award for that?
Maybe. I doubt it.
If you want a roller skating workout, contact Apple.
Yeah. I mean, it is weird that they have skateboarding and all sorts of other stuff, but is there a roller blading one? No, there's speed skating.
Maybe.
I think there's a speed skating one, but there's got to be a reason.
No, there can't be a speed skating because I would use that.
Is there ice skating?
I mean, there's a social dance. What does that even mean? Just like clubbing?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey.
That's what the people look like. A lot of people do the skateboarding one thinking because it's labeled skating.
Okay, anybody that listens to this that's doing the skateboard one, I hate to break it to you, but you're more wrong than you are right with that.
Yeah.
You should just do a dance one. That's way closer.
I do dance.
There's probably
Mixed
a hockey.
Cardio's pretty good.
There's probably a hockey.
I'm going through the list now.
If there's a hockey, you could do that one, and it would probably work.
But that's like that shooting motion of shooting the puck is not.
That's not what hockey is tracking for that.
You don't think so?
Not really.
Okay, so dance I use sometimes.
It's arm swinging and movement.
There's fitness gaming. Oh my gosh. And still no roller skating.
I mean, I guess they're going off popularity.
Sorry, I'm in the
things.
J's.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So you passed and there wasn't a hockey?
No hockey.
So
that's weird.
There's got to be something that has to do with they can't track something with skating. Yeah, with like that motion.
I got really excited when I saw rolling, but it's like foam roller.
Or you could do that. You could probably do that. That'll work.
That's how fast my heart rate is when I'm doing like a routine.
If I'm being honest, if you were to start doing a roller skating workout of some form, I would almost bet that it qualifies like 0. Like that you're not burning anything.
If I did it?
Yes. You skating is like the equivalent of you walking.
Existing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no hockey, no ice skating. Yeah, they must not be able to track it.
There has to be something that they're having a hard time figuring out how to track. Because
what a shame.
Well, it makes sense though, or maybe it's something that like there's a emotion in it that doesn't happen. It's got to be that it inaccurately tracks. If I'm guessing uneducatedly at how it tracks like an outdoor walk versus an indoor walk.
Yeah.
Right? There's two things here. The outdoor walk actually tracks your location with the GPS on the watch or your phone, whichever one you have, and tracks where you're going and how long it takes you to go that distance and whether you go up or down in elevation, and it tracks your heart rate the whole time as long as it can see your heart rate. So now in that, it's putting your heart rate, the speed you're doing it, and the distance you're doing it, and then your elevation. Yeah. It can't track. It can do the math for when you started an elevation, when you ended an elevation to tell you like what the grade was. And then it will do the math on like how hard that should have been.
Okay.
But that's what will tell you.
I don't do that a lot because I'm like, wow.
But that will tell you, that like helps it guide how many calories you burn.
Got it.
With whatever like math it gets to the calories burnt, right? But then when you do an indoor walk, it doesn't do GPS.
Right.
It doesn't worry about any of those details. All it worries about is how many steps you've taken off of how they calculate your arm swing, and if there is a like accelerometer motion for like your body moving per step, and like what your gait would be, and then your heart rate. Like that's it.
Yeah.
But so now imagine skating where your arms move closer to what it would be for an indoor walk, but you're moving like you might need to do for an outdoor walk with tracking. But if you're inside, the GPS doesn't really work because you can't get a satellite. Well, no, but you can't. No, GPS requires satellite.
Oh,
so
I
you can't
see.
see a satellite through a building
Yeah.
typically. So it doesn't work to track you.
Yeah.
So then when it can't track you like that, it's just assuming it's a brisk walk. It tells you when you start a
Right.
new workout that if it can't get all of the data it needs, it just calculates it like it's a brisk walk.
Right.
So my guess is they can't tell, because it's on your wrist, how fast you're going, and that speed at which you're going does not directly compare to how hard you're working,
Right.
because you can push hard for 2 seconds or
Yeah,
3
there's other
seconds, and then you're
factors.
going fast anyway, and you don't have to work that hard to maintain the speed. I mean, I know you
Also,
do,
if you
but
have really good bearings.
that's another thing. So like, I don't know that they can accurately track that. So in my head, if I was to suggest a workout for you to use, just do a brisk walk or something, or honestly, just do mixed cardio.
Yeah.
Just
I
call it a
think-
mixed cardio, because mixed cardio is like walking upstairs, walking, doing jumping jacks, standing,
If
high
I'm
knees.
skating, just
Yeah.
skating, then I'll do mixed cardio. If I'm dancing on skates, I'll usually do dance.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing my own choreography or
yeah.
something, I'll do dance.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I think that it's, to circle back to finishing my statement of skateboarding, super wrong. I think, like, if anybody's listening, I genuinely think just do mixed cardio. It'll get you closer. Because skateboarding is now tracking your distance that you've gone, probably. I bet if you look at a skateboarding workout, I've not done a skateboarding
I
workout,
have.
but I bet if you look at it, at the bottom, there will be a map at where you went, which is not that useful to you as a roller skater, because now it's just tracking you going in circles and figure eights and like in a small area.
Although maybe if you are trail skating, it would track you.
Sure, but the motion's not the same.
No, the motion is
So
very
it's going to
different.
inaccurately measure how you're pushing,
Yeah.
because the way you push on a skateboard is one-legged, which I don't know if I wonder if there's that much of a different algorithm to how they do the math for pushing with one leg. Because skateboarding, you're truly only working half your body.
Yeah.
Because you really push,
'Cause it's balancing,
stand.
sure, but it's like
Hardly. There's
you're
a
using
lot.
a lot of balance.
There's a lot more balance on roller skates than there is on a skateboard. You can lock your knees on a skateboard and it'd be pretty safe. You lock your knees on your skates, you
You're
are
done for.
on the floor.
That is a good point.
There's way less neurological stuff happening on a skateboard. There's still
It's so hard.
it's harder to skate than it is to skateboard.
I'm curious what people actually think about that.
But I'm telling you, it's harder. I can do both.
I can do both as well, but yeah.
But you're a horrible example because you've
I
been
know.
on roller skates for 30 years, where I've been vaguely on skates like 4 times in my life and rollerbladed for a while, and not roller skated and skateboarded
hmm
for years.
Yeah.
And I'm still not massively, like, I'm fine on a skateboard, but I'm not like,
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I can get by on a skateboard. I
Right.
can go.
but that balance is not nearly as difficult as the balance of roller skates.
Well, also we were talking about it the other day because I was like, when are they going to make skates that just like go like a boosted board, but for roller skates?
Yeah.
And we were talking through the like dynamics of why they can't do that or why they shouldn't do that. But then I was like, one big factor is the skates are attached to your foot.
Yeah.
So like if anything goes wrong or you go too fast or like whatever, you're going with it. There's no jumping off of it,
Yeah.
which is actually a terrifying thought when you think about skating.
But it's where my brain went with that was less that you're stuck in it is a bad one. But what I think is the bigger problem is the lack of friction that you'll get from the wheels and the too tight of,
Turning radius.
no, I was going to say the like axis or you're too close together to turn.
Yeah.
So like being this close versus a skateboard being like a foot or 2 feet
Yeah.
away gives room for you to turn, but also the amount of weight and pressure that your body can put on it. You can only put so much weight on a roller skate per leg, whereas a skateboard you have your entire body.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that because the power would be so close to what turns the skates, you would end up just going straight always.
Yeah.
Because I think that there would be too much power, and even when you lean on an edge to turn, I think that there wouldn't be enough friction or pressure holding you into a turn. It would just push straight.
Also, I was just imagining you can't turn around backward.
That would be another problem, is you can't backward skate. You have to forward skate. Well, I mean, maybe because you can make a motor go both ways.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it would go in reverse.
That would be trippy.
I mean, technically speaking, you could do two motors on the skates. The back one goes forward, the front one goes backward.
Yeah.
But then you'd have to like not mess that up.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors that would just.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of similar to a skateboard, but just smaller scale. But even then, I think that it would be dodgy at best.
But man, that'd be fun to go that fast and not have to like work for it with every step.
I mean, we had electric bikes for a little bit. You could do that.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Same thing. I had a one wheel for a minute. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool for a second. And then
I think I would like it for a second. And then I'd be like, yeah, I'd rather push and be in control.
Yep. Honestly, the risk is not worth the reward.
Even like I was talking about this with someone on Monday, like why I wear grippy wheels all the time. I hate sliding. I hate it.
You don't like the hockey stop?
No way. Way too many factors that an ACL is going to go bad. No. Mm-mm.
All the CLs are going to go bad.
All of them. And it doesn't stem from that. It stems from me being very little, and I wasn't allowed to wear tight wheels because tight wheels are slower. Slippery wheels, harder wheels are faster.
Okay.
And so I had to be on slippery wheels so that I would go faster. And so that was like the big thing when I actually learned how to push correctly, and I got a little bit stronger and a little bit bigger when I was like 13. I was like, no, I'm not going to be on Bones 103s. I'm going to be on Bones 101s. And my coaches and my parents were like, if you can prove that you can get around the floor on 101s, sure. And so I had to prove that. And then the next year I was like, I'm going to wear 92s, which are a lot softer and a lot tighter. And they were like, you're insane. But I was like, I'd rather work for it. I can do it. So that's a big thing now for me. I hate sliding.
Wow.
I know. That's a fascinating conversation for a lot of people, not for Taylor. That conversation wasn't for you.
I'm sorry I glazed over. That's so great. I'm so glad. So
whenever I talk to Taylor about anything technical in skating, that's him. He's like,
that's not true.
Actually, no, usually I can't. You say I don't care.
No, I really don't. I don't. That part of stuff, I don't care. Use whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
That conversation was for everyone who loves wheels.
I mean, I love that there's stuff to change and upgrade and customize on skates, and like
nice.
that you can make your own. That's not just like, well, here's your roller skates. Okay, see you later.
It is very nice.
But as far as me, someone who does not skate, it means nothing to me.
Absolutely understandable.
Same thing as me talking about the iPad more.
Yeah. It
means nothing to everybody. But
there's a lot of music conversations that Taylor has that I just go,
yeah. Well, that's kind of the same thing.
I'm a good support system. I listen and I ask questions, even if they're dumb questions. But
I feel like music is somewhat more relatable because everybody listens to it anyway. Not necessarily the technical side of things. Like some of that is just useless information that doesn't need to leave my brain. No one needs
to know what reverb is. Or
a lot of people need to know what reverb is. You know how many people make content and don't understand how to talk about what reverb is?
A lot of people. The general public does not need to know what a kick, snare, what a What reverb? I'm just trying to think of terms.
Have you listened to music? You probably know what all of those things are. Do you understand the relatability now versus do you not roller skate? Correct. Do you need to know the hardness of wheels and which one is which direction and whether it is like no. There's no reason. But if you've ever turned the radio on, it might be a little bit more interesting when you know a little bit more about what's going on. And if you don't care, that's okay. You don't have to care.
You know what's also fascinating? That you can change the settings in your car, usually.
What do you mean?
For like how much bass you want, how like where you want certain sounds. That's fascinating. I don't know if I ever would have changed that at all if I wasn't with you in my cars.
Like the EQ?
Mm-hmm.
That stands for equalizer for anybody that doesn't know.
Yeah.
I was just about to start explaining what an equalizer is. I'm not going to do it.
Isn't that a movie?
Yeah, that's a good movie with Denzel Washington. I mean, I can explain it if you want me to explain it.
No, I'm just saying that people can.
Oh, so you definitely don't want me to explain it.
No, go for it. If you want to explain it, go for it.
I can. I don't
I'm not going to stop you. Actually, can you? Because you always tell me to put an EQ on my stuff, and I don't know what it does. Taylor, the amount of times that Taylor has had to explain sound for me in editing my videos and the amount of times that I have not understood it is actually shocking. He asks me why my sound is not wonderful and beyond every time, and it's because I don't understand it.
This hurts me.
I try so hard and I don't understand it.
And it hurts me.
I know.
God, and most of the YouTube videos you watch are so bad.
I know, because nobody understands this. Bad. And I don't know why you expect me to understand it when the population does not understand it.
I expect you to understand it because you're married to someone who explains it to you every time you ask about it.
Can't you just do it for me?
The point is for you to get better at it.
But it's been years and I don't understand.
Because you go, okay, yeah, so glad you explained it. Can you just do it for me? And then I'm frustrated that you did that. And then I just do it for you. And guess what happens?
Then I never learn.
Next time, I'm going to have to do it again.
But it's been like a lot of times now that I've just done it myself. And I think I'm doing it right. And I'm not sure about it.
I will almost guarantee you're not doing it right.
I put on the TNF audio version 2.
I made her a template.
And then I changed the dB to 0.
For what?
My talking, my voice, it's 12, negative 12, and 0.
What?
I think. There's 3 buttons, and I turn it to 0. And then I go over to the next dial, and I change that to like 3 if I want it a little louder. And then
she's talking about the compressor.
And then I put on the clear and I make sure that's at the top.
Okay, that's good.
And then I turn it up if I need it up higher.
Uh-huh. And you turn off the ambience and the vocal reverb?
What do you mean?
On clear.
No, I don't do anything in clear.
There's 3 dials.
No. There's another step. I just put it on it. I don't do anything once it's on it. There's other things.
We've had this conversation. There's the 3 knobs. One is your voice. The other one is the ambient sounds.
This now.
The other one is the voice reverb. You get rid of the voice reverb and then it doesn't sound like you're in a room like this. And then you get rid of the ambient sounds and it gets rid of a helicopter or whatever it's in the room.
If I just turn on voice isolation, it pretty much does that.
This does it a lot better than that does.
See, I have some learning to do. Okay. Well, I already exported that video, but I can redo it.
What video?
The one I was just editing last night. Me skating in Irvine. But I'm talking to the camera for the majority of it.
Just redo the audio.
I'm glad we had this conversation.
All right, so an EQ to wrap this baby up.
Now that Taylor is stressed.
I'm not stressed. I'm frustrated. An
That's
EQ
worse.
is an equalizer. An equalizer affects the frequencies of pitch and sound, or rather, it gives you the ability to adjust them, to manipulate the sound, to get rid of or boost frequencies that are useful to whatever you're doing.
Okay.
And that's the very broad yet ambiguous way of explaining it. So
Okay.
if you're looking at an EQ, if I spent a lot of time on these podcasts, they would be so visually pleasing.
It's the one. How many times have I told you you should do that?
I am not doing that.
Not on this podcast,
No,
but in a
that
video.
would
You
be
don't want
someone
to
else
teach, but you're a
doing
very
it.
good teacher.
Yeah. It's too much
The
effort.
line. It has a line.
Yeah, that's called zero. Unity.
0. Okay. And then you take the little things and you draw them down
Yes,
or
okay,
up.
let me explain.
I'm doing such a good job, though.
Great.
I am a teacher.
Yeah. Great. So, left to right, the x-axis. Getting math here.
I forgot about that.
X-axis is
X and Y.
frequencies, typically from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. That is the range of human hearing.
Not rental cars. Hertz.
You're dumb. 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. The lower the number, the deeper the sound. Bass is usually, like, bass sounds are usually from 20 to 125.
Okay.
And then everything else is the other way.
So then.
So that's the X. The Y axis is loudness. 0
so you drawing
is in
it
the
down
middle.
and up is moving that.
Negative decibels, positive decibels. Decibels are the measurement of loudness. We're not getting into that on here. That one's a nightmare. +6 is twice as loud. Okay, moving on.
Oh, that's why I'm moving it from -12 to 0. It makes it louder.
No, that's a compressor. That does a different thing. You have the auto makeup gain on, and if it says -12, you're having it boost it to -12. If you have it to 0, it's boosting it to 0.
That's what I'm doing.
You're making it louder.
Okay.
Different. The EQ is you pick, so on most of the, I can never remember, is it the parametric or the graphic? It doesn't matter. The EQ that's not the faders, the one that's like the fancy looking one where you got nodes.
Yeah.
I think it's the parametric one. It's probably not. I don't know. You pick a node and you can pull it down or pull it up, and it will make that frequency of whatever that sound is louder.
Or quieter.
Or quieter. So depending on what it is, like, here's a weird explanation, but like, think about a phone call or like a megaphone. You know, when they use that in music where it like sounds like it's a megaphone, that's usually taking a normal sound like this from a microphone like this. And they're only giving you the frequencies from like 700 hertz to 1200 hertz. And that's all you're hearing. Just boop, that section. That's what they're doing to give you that sound. But then to give you the rest of it, they just turn it off and then you hear all the rest of it again. And then I could probably fiddle with this and figure it out. I don't know where the effects are on this. Am I about to figure this out?
No, don't mess it up. We have an intro to do. If you mess up the audio, then the intro is going to be weird.
No, that's the noise gate. How do I go back? What if I go... What is that?
That looks right.
High pass filter? Which knob is that?
I'm scared.
This, okay, see? See, look at this?
Yeah.
See how my voice sounds like really high?
Yeah.
Kinda? I really hope that this is on the... If it's not...
Oh, it might not be.
I could use the other file. So this is at 200 hertz. So here, there's no low end on my voice. But then if I go back to 70 hertz, see how much deeper my voice just got?
Yeah.
That's an EQ.
What?
Yeah. That's the easiest way for me to show it to you. And I hope that that actually shows up on the thing. If it doesn't, then whatever.
That's interesting.
Well, thanks for coming to my Taylor Talk.
There's so much knowledge up there in
There's
that brain.
a lot of knowledge up there.
We just have knowledge, so much knowledge about different
There's
things.
knowledge all over it.
How amazing.
Mm-hmm. More or less. Might be amazing, might not be amazing.
I gotta figure out what I'm messing up with that clear thing now.
Oh, yes. Probably all of it.
Oops.
You know, it pays to have plugins, but then it doesn't pay when you don't use them.
This is true.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to make protein pancakes.
Oh, I get to eat syrup. Yes. Because it's not okay to just drink it out of the bottle.
Are you sure?
Nope. I
'Cause,
would.
like-
I'd put it on toast, honestly.
You should.
It's probably not good for me.
It's not.
That's why I don't do it.
I walked by the log cabin double pack
the giant
at Costco.
thing. Is it a big giant one double pack or is it a regular double
I
pack?
think it's bigger than the bottle we have,
We don't need that.
but it's such a good deal.
Yeah, I am aware,
And I don't think it goes bad for like a long time.
but we might be able to challenge it because we bought the popcorn thinking it wasn't going to go bad in time, and
goes bad
I've been eating
before.
expired popcorn for a long time. I'll let you know though that expired popcorn tastes the same as regular
Yeah.
popcorn, so it's pretty okay.
Seems fine.
Yeah,
Does
it's
it
fine.
make you gassy or anything?
No. I enjoy it the same, so it's pretty good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I figured out how to make good-ish protein pancakes.
Let's put it this way. I don't miss a regular pancake having those pancakes.
Wow. All I do is 2 eggs, protein powder,
And Taylor has to stir it.
a little bit of vanilla.
Cinnamon and
Cinnamon.
water. Did you say the banana?
I don't think there's water. Banana. Half a banana.
How is it liquidy?
I don't think there's water. I think that's from the eggs.
Oh, that would make sense. That would be where the liquidy
I don't think I add water.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know. You just go, here, stir. I go,
Well, my arm got tired.
I know.
And then your arm got tired.
I don't think my arm got tired so much as I just wanted pancakes.
You got bored.
I was like, I really want the pancakes. I think this is fine.
I figured out that the more you do stir them, the fluffier they are.
I feel like that's the same way for a lot of things.
I
Like
think
eggs,
so.
it's very specifically stir them a lot until you put them in and then keep stirring them and then
Yeah.
you get fluffy eggs. Yeah. It's probably the same with these pancakes.
That's what I'm saying.
Stir them until they go in.
'Cause
No,
the
the
last-
whole time.
The last time mine was fluffy.
Was mine not fluffy?
Not as fluffy as mine.
What was the difference then?
I don't remember. I think I just stirred it before.
You give me the dumb ones?
I gave you the first ones because you're eager. And I was like, well, if I get him 2 pancakes, he'll shut up and eat the pancakes.
You say like I'm a child.
Yes, you are. This is why I always give you the food first. And then I'm measuring mine and doing a whole thing after because
Here, take it and shut up.
kinda.
I see how you're going to be.
Yeah. It works every time. All right. Thank you so much for being here. If you would like episodes early and exclusives, please get a membership at glitterandcatlitter.com or on YouTube. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.